All right, let's jump right into today's explainer because we're looking at something that could genuinely change the day-to-day lives of millions of independent workers. Now, if you've ever freelanced or you know someone who does, you know the freedom is absolutely fantastic. But the behind-the-scenes administrative work, honestly, it's a nightmare. So today, we're breaking down a platform called WORFIN. It's this emerging AI-driven financial assistant that was built from the ground up to completely revolutionize how freelancers handle their contracts, their taxes, and all that tedious daily admin. The way they're using AI to untangle these massive pain points is incredibly clever, so let's get into it.
Here is our quick roadmap for today. We're going to start with the freelancer's hidden crisis, then meet WORFIN, dive into those core AI features, break down their business model, and finish up with their traction and future roadmap.
Okay, part 1, the freelancer's hidden crisis. To put things into perspective, there are roughly 1.5 billion freelancers globally today. And to anchor this in a specific, highly connected market, the data shows there are 4 million freelancers in South Korea alone. We're talking about a massive, fast-growing segment of the workforce. But here's the crazy part. Despite this huge market size, the tools supporting them are incredibly fragmented. Freelancers are basically expected to be their own one-person legal team, accounting department, and collections agency, all while, trying to actually do the work they get paid for. And when they try to juggle all of that by themselves, the data reveals 4 really agonizing pain points. First up, unpaid wages. Freelancers experience an average of 3.31 million Korean won in delayed or just completely unpaid compensation. Imagine doing the hard work and then crickets. You just don't get paid. Second is tax risks. There is a terrifying 20% penalty fee that gets slapped on high-earning freelancers if they fail to maintain proper double-entry bookkeeping. Add to that the constant threat of unfair, vaguely worded contracts, plus the sheer administrative burden of tracking every single receipt, and you literally have a recipe for burnout. It's an incredibly stressful way to operate a business.
Which brings us to part 2, meet WORFIN.
If you map out the typical freelancer workflow today, it is severely fragmented. Traditionally, you might use a service like ModaSign for step 1, getting the contract signed. Then, you manage step 2, the actual settlements, in some messy Excel spreadsheet. Step 3, your accounting, happens in a totally separate app. And finally, step 4, taxes, is handed off to a service like SamGems or a really expensive human accountant. That is the exact definition of fragmentation. WORFIN's entire philosophy is integration. They are taking these 4 totally disconnected steps and pulling them into one seamless AI-managed workflow.
So the crucial takeaway here is that WORFIN isn't just another basic tax calculator. It's a true end-to-end AI financial assistant. Right now, they're specifically targeting high-income IT freelancers. We're talking folks making over 75 million Korean won annually. Why them? Well, they're super tech-savvy, they deal with really complex multi-stage contracts, and frankly, they are losing massive amounts of money to inefficiencies and tax penalties. WORFIN aims to shift their workflow from reactive, just scrambling to fix problems after they happen, to completely proactive, using AI to save them millions of won every single year.
All right, let's get to the really fun stuff. Part 3, Core AI Features.
Take a look at the electronic contract interface on the left. Before a freelancer even signs their name, the AI steps in, analyzes the text, and actively flags toxic clauses, things like vague scope expansions or really unfair payment terms. It essentially acts as a preventative legal shield. Then, over on the right, you've got the real-time payment tracking dashboard. This isn't just a passive log of your invoices. It actively tracks overdue payments, calculates your collection rates, and even issues automated overdue alerts to clients. It completely takes the awkwardness out of chasing down your own paycheck.
Continuing the tour of the app, check out the left side here. WORFIN functions as your own personalized AI tax accountant. You can literally just chat with it, type in something like, "How much VAT will I owe this quarter?" and boom, it calculates it on the fly based on your actual real-time revenue and any missing tax invoices. It completely removes the guesswork. And on the right, it ties all of this dense financial data into a really clean, organized project management dashboard. It keeps your daily tasks, completion rates, and all those looming administrative deadlines perfectly sorted in one place.
And this is what gives them a massive competitive advantage. Most of the other tools out there, standard tax apps or e-signature platforms, are totally reactive. They tell you what you owe long after the year is over, or they just act as a digital pen. WORFIN, on the other hand, uses a really sophisticated LangGraph multi-agent architecture. That's basically a technical way of saying the AI acts like a full team of experts that constantly talk to each other in the background. Because it handles the contract, it knows exactly when you should be paid. And because it knows when you are paid, it instantly updates your tax liability. It is a brilliant, all-in-one preventative ecosystem.
Moving right along. Part 4. The business model.
The magic number to keep in mind here is 80%. WORFIN operates on a freemium model. They offer basic community access and financial info for free, which is great for building up a huge user base. But the real engine of the business is their premium subscription, priced at 19,900 Korean won per month. That works out to roughly 120,000 won a year. Now, for a high-earning freelancer who usually spends around 1 million won annually on a traditional tax accountant, WORFIN is giving them an 80% cost savings. It is a super compelling value proposition tailored perfectly to their target demographic.
Finally, Part 5, Traction and Future Roadmap. So, you might be wondering, does anyone actually want this? Well, early market validation points to a resounding yes. From just a simple landing page outlining what the service would do, within 5 days, out of 358 visitors, 43 people signed up for the beta. That is a 12% conversion rate on a product that hadn't even officially launched yet. That's an incredibly high number for cold traffic, and it really proves that there is a desperate built-up market need for exactly this kind of solution.
Looking ahead at their aggressive milestones for 2026, you can see the rollout is highly strategic. They started out with basic proof of concept verification, but look at that second step, WORFIN Circle. Between May and September, they are actively building a community platform, handing out free tax guides and contract templates. They are literally locking in users and building loyalty before the app is even finished. Then, the heavy mobile app development runs through October, culminating in the big official release in the final quarter of the year. It's a very smart way to build the audience and the product at the exact same time.
Which leaves us with a really fascinating final thought. WORFIN isn't just about saving a few bucks on your taxes. It's about providing real, solid infrastructure for a workforce that has historically just been left to fend for itself. As AI steps in to build a comprehensive safety net, hunting down late payments, redlining those toxic contracts, and effortlessly balancing the books, how will this level of integrated workflow redefine the entire future of independent work? Could it finally make freelancing feel as secure as a traditional corporate gig? It's definitely something to think about. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. I hope it gave you an awesome look at exactly where the freelance economy is heading next.